Hello, guys. Welcome back. And do not adjust your screens right now because I'm about to show you guys once again another example of a chess game that I played. And yes, I'm going to be officially relaunching this series of chess games that I've been wanting to show you guys. And I've been getting back into playing the game of chess lately. And I've spent some time, doing research about how to present these games, like the one you're going to see behind me here. And this is just going to be a test. And I'm going to keep it simple here so that you guys can follow along easily. And yeah, so this game took place a couple days ago. Uh, Me and my opponent, Zlag, his username, we just played a simple game. And there's not that many moves involved in this game. It's simple. And the opening that my opponent decided to use ended up being the Hungarian opening, which is not a common opening in the game of chess. But you're just going to see how we both played this game. So, without further ado, I'm going to point your attention to this chess board behind me. It's a demonstration board that chess teachers use all the time for their classes. And at some point last year, I bought this, wanting to use it for purposes like this. So hopefully this is going to go well because it's like the first time I'm doing it this way. And way back when I tried to do this at an earlier time in a different setup, and that just didn't go well. I even documented as such in that one video way back when. But I think I got a good setup here, as you can see. So yeah, let's just go right to it. So the Hungarian opening, that's what my opponent Zlag played. And the Hungarian opening would be to play g3. Now g3. Let's see here. And yes, it's different because you have the numbers here. White, black, g3. Let's see here. Let me check because I know I have it reversed. I know, but for these purposes, g3. I know it says B, but it says g3. Now, I played e5 and really ignored the A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. It's all reverse here. I played e5. Now, the next move my opponent played was bishop h3. Now, again, this is not common for chess players to play. Played bishop h3. So, what I went ahead and did here was just develop my pieces, which is what you should do. g5. Let's see here. g5. Trying to get the pawn here. d5. Here we go. So he just went ahead, took my bishop right away. Bishop takes bishop, c8. Queen takes bishop, c8. That's what I did. Next move would be knight f3. That's what my opponent did. Gotta be careful here. Knight c6. Now, one thing I want to make clear here is that when you're playing against an opening that's not common, you just have to stick to the basics. Like if you're playing with the black army and you're seeing your opponent as white playing something that's kind of unusual, you just stick to the basics. That's what I can say for advice there. So I played knight c6. He went ahead and castled. Standard castling. It's not a bad move. Bishop d6. I get my bishop developed here. Let's see. Get my bishop developed here. Just so you guys can see. Okay. So we got bishop d6. That is position after move 5. Check it out. Okay. Moving on. Next move my opponent makes is c3. Now, it's not the most unusual move because you want to develop your pawns, although it really restricts your knight from developing, as you can see from white's position. So let's see here. Knight f6. Knight f6. Knight f6. That's what I played. d4. That's what Zlag played in his next move. Now, I could have just simply taken his pawn for a pawn exchange, but that would have made it easy for him. So I don't do that. Instead, I just push my pawn forward, e4. Sometimes it's hard doing this. Attacking the knight. I like doing that with my pawns. When I push him forward, I know that I can push the knight around. That's what I do. So e4. He's got to move his knight, and he does. Knight from f to d2. Get the knight out of the way. My next move is that I go ahead and castle. That's what I'm going to do here. Okay. Temporary pause after 8 moves, so you guys can see the board. Okay. His next move, knight a3. Now this is the problem when you're playing moves like that. When you're playing moves like that, c3, you isolate your knight so that you have to move your knight here. Oftentimes, that's not a good move. It's not a good strategy. So my next move here is that I don't waste any time. I get my queen out. Queen h3. And once again, ignore the lettering and the numbering here. I know it's reversed. I know. So I will give you guys the information you need for this game in the description box below. So queen h3. His next move is f3. Moving the pawn. Trying to free up space for his rook. Let me see here. Let's get this pawns here. Okay. Pawn f3. I ignore that. Push my pawn forward again. e3. I figured the first time I did that tonight it worked. Might as well do it again. And of course the knight can't go back here because he already moved the pawn up, so he's got to move the knight somewhere else. So what does he do? He goes to knight b3. There we go, knight b3. So I'm pausing temporarily here, showing you the board. What am I going to do next? Well, I'm sure you can see what's going on here in this corner. Keep an eye on this bishop because it's going to be important later on. But what I do next, rook A to E8. Get this guy going. Protect the pawn. Because if I don't, the bishop's just going to take it. So I got to protect the pawn. At least that's what I was thinking. So he's going to get his queen out. But really, he's late in development. As you guys can tell here, he's really late to the show, so to speak. And I go ahead and do it. It's worth doing this. Oftentimes, bishop takes pawn on g3. And yes, that means he's going to take the bishop with the pawn. Yeah. No, he does not. Okay. That's what I would have done. Okay. Hey, it happens. So he does not take. He plays rook f2. Sometimes when I review these games, guys, I go through all the possible scenarios. It's like, what would I would do? That's probably what I would do. Take the bishop. But he doesn't do that. So the rook gets moved up to rook f2. He wants to prevent checkmate here. I get that. But he's going to lose his rook. So my next move is that bishop takes rook f2 check. So the king has to get out of the way. He moves king h1. He's got no other space to go to. Move 14 here. I get my knight going. Now, before I do that, before I move the knight here to g4, I did miss a checkmate here. Queen to f1 checkmate. I could have finished off my opponent here. Queen to f1, but I didn't see that. No big deal. You know, and obviously, when you think about it, it's kind of an oversight on my part because I didn't factor in the pawn here. Could have just easily take the knight. But like I said, guys, I'm just getting back into playing chess. I'm getting more used to playing chess again. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Try to finish it off with the knight this way. But yeah, it's a work in progress. So, but he still did not have an answer for what I was going to do here. His next move was just take the pawn with his bishop. Bishop takes pawn on e3. Here we go. There we go, right there. But my last move, queen takes pawn h2 checkmate. And there we go. There we go. That's the last position of this game here between myself and Zlag. Yeah, I've been in more pressure cooker kind of games compared to this one. Yeah, more intense games compared to this one. But yeah, this was just a simple game for me to show off because I've been getting into situations like this on the chessboard where uh, you have to really pick and choose your spots, such as what I did there in this corner, sacrificing the bishop in theory, and just really take advantage of the corner here. The king is just like isolated here, and I've noticed that my opponent was just not making the correct moves to address that. He was busy doing all this over here, and really, that pawn move to c3 really did him in early. He just did, because it prevented his knight from moving. It's normally just not good development. When you're having the white army, you're not doing it right. So yeah, the two knights right here, they're not doing anything. Bishop was late, queen was late, rook did nothing. And your pawns were so out of sorts right away. So it was easy for me to just pick apart this corner, which you saw me do in this game. So yeah, it's not the best game I played, obviously. And like I said, I'm just getting used to playing chess again. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is just a little test run for me. I'm trying to relaunch this chess series uh, for this channel. Hopefully, it's going to go well this time. But yeah, I've noticed that I have some work to do when it comes to editing video content still. And with chess games, I got to get back on it. So uh, please provide feedback. If this is something that you guys are interested in, please let me know. Hopefully, this goes well. Hopefully, the audio works and everything else works, visuals, all that. So just leave feedback. Please give us a like. And in general, if you like the content that you see here on this channel, please subscribe, notification bell, all that. Um, all the support you guys can show really helps. So, yep, this is Stephen Vitte, uh, giving you something different here with this video, and hope you guys like it. I hope you guys have a good day today. Take care. Bye.